Jerrybag CEO Park Jung-yeol is a Korean who is helping children and the local community in Uganda, a country facing water shortage. Jerrybag, is there a special meaning behind the name or?
The bags for putting the jerry canister inside the bags, so simply Jerrybag.
His company, Jerrybag, is a social enterprise that makes bucket bags to Ugandan children struggling to carry drinking water. These days, Jerrybag also makes various products that reflect the local scenes.
Our design team is concerned with two things. The first thing is that comfort of the users, and then the second thing is more helping the safe walking because car accidents could be happening in our lives as well.
On today's Heart to Heart, we will hear about CEO Park Jung-yeol's work that sends love to the other side of the globe. Joining me on Heart to Heart today is Park Jung-yeol of Jerrybag, who designs and makes bags of hope. Hello and welcome to the studio. Would you like to begin by saying hello to our viewers that are watching?
My name is Jung-yeol Park, and people call me as JY Park, and I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me here today in the studio.
Thank you for coming. I know you're very, very busy. Now, let's begin by talking about Jerrybags. I did give an introduction by saying that they are bags of hope, or bags full of hope.
Thank you.
So I would say that Jerrybags are quite unique in design, but not only are they unique in design, but I've got to leave in the materials, quite unique as well, durability, practicality, as well as the skills of the locals, African locals, can all be found in a Jerrybag. So I'd like to ask you to tell us about how well the brand is known, because I understand that not only is it known in Korea, but it's also known abroad.
Well, we hope to becoming a global brand and not only in domestic market in Korea. But at the beginning, we started our business in Uganda. But nowadays, we are targeting in the Korean market. Where would you like to introduce our brand stories to the Korean customers?
Yes.
But in the end, in the future, would you like introduce the global whole world customers? So that's why we're struggling to become a global brand now.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that you exhibited your brand, your products at a market fair. This was in Las Vegas quite recently, in March of this year?
Yes.
Yes. So tell us about that.
We exhibited our brand concept in Las Vegas, and we meet the people, person to person, and vendors. We introduced what we've done, what would you like to do, and how the brand started, or something like that. So we let the people interesting at our brand. So we would you like to do these kind of things several times in the future as well.
So do tell us about Jerrybag's vision and also about how the brand began.
It's kind of a long story. I started this business 7 years before. It was my private thesis project. I started my master's degree in Finland, and this kind of the project, one of my private thesis subject. So that's why I visited Uganda at the beginning, and then I thought it just only one-time project. I didn't think that it could be my life. So after finishing my thesis, I made a mind that I can start this business there. So that's why I started the business in Uganda. So it was just started like one of the project of design project.
Oh, I see.
How can we solve the problems local problems in Uganda? But in the end, to make a change in the world, someone had to do something. That's why I made a mind to start my business there.
Okay, so you decided to stick with this and continue on.
I still don't know that it is really my right decision or not, because I'm still struggling
I
that
see.
the decision.
Now, back to Jerrybag. Is research and design and the production process all done in Uganda then?
The first 2 years, we wanted to make some real foundation in local areas. All the bags we produced was only in Uganda production.
Oh, I see.
But 2 years, we struggling making a good quality bag, putting the water bottles in the bags. So, but it takes a time. And then I was kind of stubborn to only producing our whole bags only in Uganda. But after 2 years, it harder to making some bigger scale businesses. That's why we decided to change our systems and the business level. So we making some backpack styles for customers. We are producing in several different manufacturers. Of course, Uganda is one of the manufacturers, but we are selling that bags in domestic area in Uganda, and we are also making the bags inspired by the African culture, and we're producing in South Korean as well.
Okay. So as you've just mentioned, there are other places where production is carried out, but mainly in Korea, and parts of it also in Uganda. So how is Jerrybag, I guess, run in Uganda? What's done in Uganda?
Oh, so nowadays our main campaign is when a customer buying one bag should be made by the Ugandan lady and should be donated to the Ugandan children. So we call it as this campaign, Buy1 Give1 campaign. So Ugandan still is now concentrated on making the donation bags for children. So when people buying the bags in Korean, one bag should be made in by the Ugandan ladies and should be donated to the children. That is actually our main systems we have.
I see. Because, I mean, this made me think that there could be some misunderstanding because I thought that, for one Jerrybag sold, it would mean one bag delivered to a child in Uganda. But it's slightly different because one Jerrybag sold elsewhere means that somebody makes a bag for a child inUganda. Is that right? A bag is produced and given to a child? Delivered to a child
I hope
in Uganda.
that it can be affecting our domestic market, boosting up the local market as well. That's why we start to hire the Ugandan ladies for making the bags. And then we try to finding some proper NGOs which really can give the bags very proper way to the children. So those kind of systems that we are settled down at the beginning in Uganda.
So these bags are all made by hand in Uganda?
Yeah. So that is exactly one of our the different thing, and we are making the bags. We are purchasing all the materials in local market in Uganda, and we try to using the local skill level, and then the social issues preventing the traffic, the accident, something like that.
Give us an example.
For example, our main the bag's functional thing is that the children's more or less feeling the heavy stuff when they're carrying the heavy waters in their bags. And that while they're working the road, there are so many car accidents happens because the drivers cannot see that the children are working along the road. That's why our design's main point is, the first one is that how can we reducing the people's burden heavy water feeling weight. The second thing is preventing and reducing the car accidents. So we're using the vivid color material and then some reflecting materials on the bags. Those kind of the idea is of preventing the car accident as well.
Okay. I'd like to talk more about your Jerrybags. I know that you've brought two of your many Jerrybags to the studio, so it would be great if we could actually bring it up here. And then have you tell us more about them.
Yes. Yes, please.
So here, right next to me and you, we've got Jerrybags. Make your pick and tell us about each Jerrybag.
Okay, I'm gonna start to explain about the real Jerrybags for the children in Uganda. So this one is the backpack for putting the water canister. It's called a jerry can inside that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, those kind of the jerry can is normally 10 years old.
So
Children is carrying
this
the water.
is a jerry can.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
holds water, so it's basically a container that carries
True,
water.
true. So they are using this jerry can every day for fetching the water. This kind of their jobs. We made this kind of the backpack style, let the children's more comfort
I see.
and then more safety when they're working.
The jerry can, obviously, I'm sure everyone can see it, looks
Yeah.
very heavy. Can I?
Yeah,
give
well,
it a
you can try it. It's only for the 10 years old. You know?
Let's see.
This is heavy.
Yeah, I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty strong. But, oh my
It's
goodness.
really heavy, but without any tools they are carrying, with only hands, or they are carrying the water on their necks or head.
Children traveling back and forth a single day, long distances, just carrying this on their heads.
I have an experience. I haven't tried to carry the water every time that I'm visiting there, but they know what they are carrying unstable. Working is very hard. Those kind of the cushions, and then all supporters can reducing their heavy feelings.
see.
Several years before, the UN reported in Uganda, children is carrying 5 times a day. And it means like 1.5 hour for carrying the water.
This is incredibly heartbreaking. So this would weigh about how heavy would this be? About?
This size is 10 liters. It's like
liters.
slightly under the 10 kilograms.
10 kilograms.
Yes.
Very heavy.
Yes.
The weight is quite unbelievable. So what they do is they put the jerry can into the jerry bag. So it's a lot easier, or at least
True
a
that.
bit easier
I,
for
I,
them
I
to
always
carry.
told the people that is not the best solution. Best solution, no one can carry the water in the world.
And these bags could also be used as, I guess, book bags, backpacks to carry to school when children go to school
Sometimes when I visited the school in rural area in Uganda, I haven't met the children who already had the bags. They always, every day, they are just wearing the bags. And they are normally using the bag for the school bag as well, because they love to have the school bag. They never get a school bag in their lives, so that's why I just confused. Is it the right way to use the bags? But it's their choices.
Yes.
The good thing is that when the children's, I heard that this kind of the news from the teachers, and when the children's got a bags, those kind of bags, they wanted to be in a school,
they
so their
wanna go to
attendance is increased. That was kind of
know.
purchased me.
I remember when I was a child going
Yeah.
to school, when I bought a new backpack,
Yeah.
I would want to go to school.
True, but
And show it
I
off to
feel
children.
that both feelings I could feel, because when I see the children in Uganda, I really feel happy. They have a good bags, but sometimes I saw some tears bags and some part was broken,
I
and I
see.
feel sorry to make the better quality bags. So that's why both feelings I've got. So when I came back, I feel I needed to make the better quality bags, and I need to give the more bags for the children. So
see.
because we couldn't give all of children's by far, so those kind of things that I feel, I have to be more work, I have to sell more bags, and I needed to introduce our stories to more customers
Yes.
globally. That is exactly I can feel that when I visited in.
I mean, I could obviously sense that a lot of consideration and your heart,
Yeah.
is in all of your products. Do you want to add something about this? This is actually an accessory, right? You
Uh-huh,
added.
yeah, the
It's for the
functional.
lid, because the children tend to lose the lid quite
Yeah.
quite often.
But normally, when the people buying these jerry can bottles in a local shop, they are selling the lid and the bottle bodies together. But everyone lost their lid. So I haven't seen many times that the children's carrying the water without lid.
And the
They are
water
leaking
spills.
the water so many times. So that's why we thought that what kind of ideas we can preventing the leaking the water from without lid. So the simple ideas coming from the 노래방 karaoke mics, the caps.
Oh, to cover up, yes.
We make the sample right after that conversationing. So it worked and we tested it, and it was preventing the leaking as well. So we
works, it
use that.
helps, right.
We also wanted to giving this kind of the reeds, accessories, so every time we are giving the back together.
I
so.
see. And also tell us about this jerry bag.
Okay, so I've told before that we are selling we call it bags, the international market for the global customers. Those kind of the bags, one of the things that we've been sold to the people. As you can see that there's a hard cover
Yes.
and our X shape is coming from jerry canisters shape. So we
Oh,
wanted
yes,
to
very
deliver why we designed those kind of things.
All right, I see. What might be some things that you most consider when designing or making a jerry bag?
The first thing is that comfort about the users, not only the Ugandan children, also the customers. And then the second thing is more helping their safe working because car accidents could happen in our lives as well. So we hope to preventing that such a car accident. So we wanted to Jerryback users improving their safe working conditions.
I see. So far, how many bags have been delivered to Ugandan children?
Well, so far for 5 years, we haven't given the bags. In total, 6,782 bags we deliver to children. So we do not giving the children directly by us. We are contacting with the NGOs or schools and let them giving the bags to children there.
Could you tell us about some of the most memorable moments or rewarding moments?
I opened the bags, jerry bags, and then there was the flowers, and they are in the bags. And then I asked why there is a flowers there. And she said because she was free hands while they are wearing the bags, and she just put the flowers in her bags. It was very, very touching, like a fair stories I've been experiencing. And after that, I realized that. Okay, we're not changing. They're all like a people. It doesn't matter for me. Small changing is enough. I think is enough. After that, I let the concentrate on more like these kind of, even the small like values that we try to deliver to the children. That exactly let me changes my mind.
But yeah, as you have just said, you have helped, many children, I'm sure in so many ways, that even a small gesture, a child walking up to you and just holding your hand means so much to you. It's such a huge message. Perhaps it is what keeps you going, keeps you continuing doing this wonderful thing. How would you say that the time spent in Uganda helped Jerrybag grow?
Well, that my experience and real experience in the bottom, and it really make me understand who they are and the culture, And then the first 2 years, we concentrated on only the settle down in Uganda and local culture material using and who could make together the bags, something like that. So all the things that we even settled down from the real local area in Uganda. So those kind of things nowadays are kind of proud of myself and our teams as well, because we are doing based on these kind of systems.
Yes.
Even though that we are introducing our stories in the global customers, they're asking, are you really doing the good job? And I'm doing proud of myself. Yes, we are doing good jobs. So do not like suspicious about it because we haven't done. And I'm very proof that we've done and we will do in the future as well.
Yes. I'm sure that Uganda has a very special meaning too. But as we're talking about meaning, I would like to jump to this question. How did you come to name your brand Jerrybag? Is there a special meaning behind the name, or what's the hidden meaning if there is?
Because many people think that my name is Jerry, but actually my name is not Jerry. But the first time when I'm making the naming of our brand is I wanted to make that very easy naming that people can easily remember.
I see.
That, and then also the thinking that the meanings behind it. So that's why the bags for putting the jerry canister inside the bags. So simply jerry bag. That actually the name came to my mind.
Okay.
So that's why. Let's go to the easy way to let the people remember that.
A very simple, approachable name, easy to
True.
remember name.
True.
It reminds me of Tom and Jerry as well.
True. Because
Yeah.
I never been in America before
I see.
for the purpose for the exhibiting our brand. So I just wondered how can we introducing our brand, and I thought that at the moment Tom's Shoes is one of the very huge success brand with the good the wheels behind it. So okay, the Tom's Shoes is one of the top brand. We wanted to follow them there.
I see.
So that's why Tom and Jerry let the people remember Tom and Jerry is, and the Tom's Shoes producing the good quality the shoes. Okay, Jerry the producing the good quality bag, and Tom and Jerry is producing the good quality products.
Yes.
With the good wheels behind it, something like that.
I heard that you're also running a special, I guess, expedition, or I don't know. Was it fair travel?
Yeah, we call it as the value trip.
Value trip,
'cause,
okay.
It's actually the same thing that the customers let the experience the real like a local culture. And the main program of this travel is we're going to the borehole, like a well, like
I see.
and then let the customers experience the heavy jerrycan water, and children's how they carry the water. And we visited also schools how the children use the bags we've been given to them. So after that, they giving us that good ideas like the lead ideas.
Right.
So those kind of things we call it as our making together, giving us the more good ideas in the trip. So.
Yeah. You said value travel. It definitely sounds like a valuable experience.
True.
So could you give us some information about where or how people can actually, register, or if they're interested, where they should go?
In our webpage, jerrybag.com, and
Okay.
also we are learning our own social media, Facebooks, and now we try to advertising that poster, because we are annual regular programs happening in every January's, but they making us some plan before register this. So we're gonna open it in our social media. Yeah.
So for more info, you can just go to jerrybag.com.
Yes, please.
And find all the information. Could you also tell us about the design concept for your future Jerry bags?
Yeah, thanks for asking me that the questions, because we wanted to make a good quality the products and services as well, even though that the bags or fashion or the new hygiene products, and let the people like customers understand what we've done based on the stories we've done in Uganda. So. The future plan, new products or services will based on that stories we have in Uganda. Those kind of things are our plan in the future.
Thank you so much for your time
Thank you
today.
for inviting me here today.
There were very, heartbreaking moments, but it was a very meaningful program, I think.
Thank you.
Yes, for us here at Arirang TV, and hopefully for our viewers that are watching right now. Thank you so much for your time once again, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.